Good morning. How are you today? It is, I always have to check my watch what is the date because I always forget. Normally, I don't even know what day of the week it is, but it is Thursday, 17th of September. I've just been reading some of the comments you've been putting on, and Shane was saying it's 14 weeks until Christmas Eve. How great is that? I think it's always when the summer finishes and the cooler weather comes in, we need something to look forward to. And I think Christmas is a really, really big thing every year to look forward to. How's everyone today? If you don't know me, I'm Kitty Robinson. I'm working with Totally Beats on the other side, up at the top, bringing you all sorts of different techniques, different looks, different materials for you to play with at home and to learn. Now, if you're new today and or you're watching for somewhere, we are in the UK, so if you're watching from somewhere else in the world, do say hello. We love to meet new people, and also do say where you're watching from, because I find it so interesting that with the power of the internet we can go around the world really very easily. And we have people from Australia, we have people from America, we have people from New Zealand, Sweden, all over the world. Right, let me just quickly say hello to all of you, and then I'm going to turn you down and show you what beads are we going to be playing with today. Morning Paula, Camille, Gwen, Mina, Jane, Carol, Trina or Trina? I hope I said your name right, lovely. Morning, Jen. Jenny's saying, where is it just gone? Jen, from a sunny, warm and western supermare, she's saying hello. I love this as well, that you give me the weather report. How's the weather all across the UK? We don't need to watch BBC, we don't need to listen to the news, you just need to come here to get how's the weather all around the UK. Morning, Doris, Gwen, Mina, Francis, Carol, Margaret, Michelle, Seema, Annie, Pam, Sue. There is so many of the lovelies here already. Paula, Sheila, Margaret, morning, Chrissy, Gail, Sean. Oh, Gail. Gail says, hello from Australia. What time is in Australia? I'm so bad with time zones, and I know I do ask every single day, and sometimes you you do say what time is it, and I just sort of completely forget it. So do let us know, Gail, what time is in Australia, where you're watching from. Morning, Natalie, Lorna, Jean, Doris. Doris is, I did ask everybody to just sort of when we went intro to, I didn't want yesterday episode to the panic to repeat today, so I tested the microphone while in the countdown. So let's get started. Morning, Maxine. Yeah, Leslie, I'm just scrolling all the way down. I don't really want to miss anybody. If I missed you, I'm really sorry. Alison is saying she's from New Zealand and it's been a very windy day. Oh, Camille is saying that colour suits me. Oh, yeah, I do like this sort of tealy colour as well. It's one of my favourite colours. So I do have quite a few tops of this one. And I got this one last week because I was dragged around Primark about 4 times by Lucy. Like looking at all the sorts of different things. And last Monday we popped into Colchester. She needed some cool shows and bits and pieces. So it is just from Primark, but I do like it. I think it's quite nice as well. Diane is saying overcast but warm and breezy Swindon. Swinton, Manchester. Gail is saying 7 p.m. So good evening to you. It's good morning for us. Good evening to you. How great is that? We can be connected with the power of the internet. Jenny is saying morning everyone from Cloud, Yorkshire. Leslie saying good morning. Lorraine is watching from Twickenham. Good morning to you as well, lovely. Ian is saying Down, Scotland, Dunny. I hope I said that right. I'm so bad with names. Scotland is sunny and warm. Oh, that's really great as well. Right. Okay, Minnie's saying I can watch today properly as she's working from home. Oh, bless you. Sue is watching from a sunny Lowestoft, which is, I think that's not sort of just the other side from us. Right. Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to pop you down. I'm going to show you all the different colors I put together because again, I went around the warehouse and I picked the crystals and I picked the glass beads, what we're going to be working with. Now, some of the glass beads are, some of the bundles will contain pearls. The other bundles are going to contain more glass beads. It's just really, I was looking at finishes as well on the glass beads, but I was looking at color as well. So how I can fit the colors together. And I added different color findings to the different color bundles. So without further ado, let me just turn you down and show you all the lovely colors. So I'm just going to bring this in. Actually, let's turn this around and start on this side. I mean, I put them all on one of my bead trays and how great they look all together. I just really love them. Right, the first color I want to show you is the aqua. So in each one of the kits you get 6 strands of the glass beads. I'm gonna lift this up so you can see you properly. I put it out so nicely, but I'm gonna lift it up and so you can see it better. So you got different finishes in the glass beads here. You got a couple of strands of crystals in each one of the kits, but you got different finishes in the crystals. So you got like a satin pearl finish, you got like a marbled glass bead, you have a glass pearl, you have it's sort of like a shiny glass, you have got this asteroid bead. Let me just, actually we're not focusing well, so I'll just pop this to the side, and if I just have this, can camera please focus on this? Are we coming in? Right, give me 1 second. I'm just gonna get a tissue and wipe the bottom of my camera because sometimes that can just throw, if there's a little speck of dust, on the camera, that can stop it from focusing. So just give us 1 sec. I'm gonna come in right here and just wipe this, and hopefully we will be good to go now. So, are we gonna, come on camera, focus in. Are we focusing any better? Have you, can you see the feed nicely? Danny saying you must really love beading. Enjoy. I love beading, and I love oh, Leslie's saying sunny in Lake District as well. Lake District is one of the places in the UK I always wanted to go and I never been, but I will convince my husband one of these days that to go up there for a short holiday. Right, and we're moving on to the purple. The purple, I call this purple shadow because it's got some of the nice sort of lighter purpley violet colors in there, but it's got some darker purples in there as well. And when we're going to mix them together, they're going to look really great. Next color up is the pinks. Again, here you got pinks and you got roses. In every single bundle, you got 2 colors of the crystals and 6 different strands of the glass pearls. Again, very different finishes you will be getting here. So it's nice to experiment with them. And sometimes you find that you do like, you never thought you would like a particular finish. Now this is one of my favorite and I really want to demo with this one. This is the hazel color. So this is like a really, it's like grays and like a muted, they're not really bronze, it's not really ivory because it's got a little bit cooler tone to it, and you got a white one in there as well. But again, you got different finishes of glass beads in there. This I love this one, and usually I don't go for browns and sort of bronzes and those sort of colors, but that one is just really nice. Green olive, this one again you got a green shades and you got some more stuff for olive, even going into sort of a golden olive shade. I love this one as well. Again, 2 strands of the crystals and you get the different glass beads, different finishes on the glass beads as well. So get this soft touch, you get this marbled finish, the asteroid finish, and a silky finish as well. Right, the golden beige you have, and you also have this color in there, but when I picked up the bundles I didn't manage to pick up the bronze color, but I had one in my stash, so that's but it's already, I started it, so I used some of the beads from this one, so the string is not knotted. So this one is a really nice color as well. Again, not really properly, that one is the most gold color. Most of them are sort of beigey, really nice, sort of more like a champagne and bronzy color all together. Now I matched the findings up. That one's going to come with the champagne findings. For example, this one I put the silver findings, the pink I put the rose gold findings with, and this one, which I really would like to use, I put the rhodium findings in there, which is the rhodium color is just look like an antique silver color. So it's not as shiny as silver. Or actually I'll show you in this one, because I do have all 6 colors of findings here. This is your silver, rhodium, this is your gunmetal black, rose gold, champagne gold, and gold. So that's the difference between, I'm just trying to hold it so you don't get the glare on my little boxes here. It's really, I love matching the colors of the findings to the beads I'm using, because it just makes it look like a little bit more professional. Right, so let's get started. This is a very easy technique. Now I have got a necklace here. This is what I did last year, and we're gonna make very similar. Unfortunately, these crystal beads are not available on the website at the moment, so that's why I had to make new colorways up. But this is what we're trying to achieve, and you're gonna see how easy to have this very nice ruffly effect on your necklaces very quickly and very easily. Now what I do when I make necklaces using Tigertail, now any necklaces, as I go through my, I guess, my jewelry making journey or whatever is needed done, and you always have little bits of pieces on the end of the necklaces what you're cutting off and putting to the bin. And now what I'm going to ask you, when you finish a Tigertail necklace and you have little bits at the end, just get the tiny little box and keep those little ends just together, so when it comes to making your fringe jewelry you can use up these little bit of leftover bits of pieces. Like, you know, you cut them to size, and this is what we will be using to make necklaces. Now I want to shape this. I'm just gonna cut a couple of most. These are, I measured them, they are 6 centimeters in size, and I'm just gonna grab my my ruler here. I found my ruler. I have a I have accused Christopher last week to taking my ruler, and it wasn't him. I had it under something, and bless. So what you really want to do is to have a different length of this Tigertail, because you want to shape. When I'll show you just in a second how to make the little links, the little fringes, and it will make all perfectly good sense to you. So what you really want to do is to have different sizes. So as you're shaping in the middle of your necklace, you're gonna have a little bit longer ones in the middle, and as you're going up on the side, you're gonna have shorter and shorter ones as well. So these ones are measuring to, well, just under 6 centimeters. So the next one I just want a little bit longer. You can do this by eye. I just like to have a couple on the side to sort of measure it. If I'm going to be working with 3 different sizes, so I approximately have like very similar sort of jumping up in size with them, and I'm just gonna cut a few more of these. So when I'm cutting the second or third length, obviously you can do it with a new Tigertail as well. You don't have to have leftover Tigertail. I put them in little piles, so I'm just putting them to the top of the screen so they're just out of shot there, out of the way. I'm just putting the 2 together once I have got my measured piece, and I'm just keep going and cutting. Now if one of them is a millimeter bigger or 2 millimeters smaller, it's not really gonna make any difference, because we are going for that ruffled look, that so it's gonna be look like a really organic, really, that's the word I was looking for. So cutting a few of these longer ones as well and just popping them to the side. So whenever you got leftover tiger tails, you can either pre-cut them and pop them to the side, or you can cut this up as you go along as well. But I like to, you can save. So this is the thing, you can save bits of pieces, but you wouldn't you would throw away otherwise, like we did with the pins as well. Now I'm gonna make a roughly sort of middle, and I want to use a mixture of glass beads. I'll probably put a couple of crystal beads as well in the middle. Now because there is 6 different color in your kit, or in this bundle, you can decide to use as many colors or as less as you want to use. So you could have you know, you could just use 3 colors if you wanted to. You could take it up to 5 colors. It's really up to you what you want to do. So I'm gonna go with, I'm gonna use those 2. Shall we put the white in there? Or shall we go for all 6 and just go for a mixture one? I think that would look really good as well. And I'm going to use the crystals to go all the way on the back of my necklace to add this overall sparkle, but I just want a few on the side. Let's go with a total mixture today. So he's saying, morning all, lovely colours, sending lots of good wishes from a lovely sunny Workington, Cumbria. Oh, bless you. I think the weather, they said, is supposed to be good all week, so I'm really hoping. I'm gonna make a bead soup actually, because I am so bad to picking up beads randomly. So if you know me, I'm quite methodical and I quite like to pick up things in a pattern. So when it comes to making random jewelry, I always have to sort of force myself and mix my beads up, pull the colors of the beads out in sort of a row, and no matter what happens, how they sort of end up there, that's how I'm going to be picking them up. So I'm not making because otherwise I will just pick up the silver color or the hazel color or the you know, the bronze color. I will just concentrate on one color and picking those ones up. So mix this all up. Let's pull these down. So I got all 6 colors of the glass pearls in there. You don't have to have all 6 colors. Well, actually, let's add a few crystals as well. You could just have 2 or 3 colors. It's really up to you. The more colors you add in there, the more colorful and the more dimensions you add into your necklace. And I love using more and more colors, because if the colors do go all together anyway, but because I got a white in here, I can now wear this with a white top. Because I got a bronzy color here, I can wear excuse me, with a bronze color. Because I got silvers in here, I can wear it with a silver top as well. So the more colors you introduce into your group, the more usable your necklace is going to be, because you will be able to wear it with loads and loads of different tops or dresses or anything you like. So what I'm going to do, and what I do like to doing, actually, I'm going to add all my beads into the channel of the ruler, so I definitely can't swap them about. And I think I did this when we were doing the popcorn jewelry, because that was like picking them up by chance as well. Right, there we go. Okay, so I'm going to push this to the side. They're all sitting nicely in that channel, and I'm going to take the beads up as they come down towards me in this channel. Right, so really easy. You're going to need your crim beads. Now this is why I like to use the same color sort of findings or similar color findings to the beads what you're using, what blends in with them. Otherwise, if you want to stand out, you can do that as well. I like to sort of blend in, and this rhodium color, which is more like an antique silver color, it really nicely blends in with those colors. So I'm going to show you, actually let's show you on a largest tiger tail we have here, because we cut 3 different sizes. I'm gonna need my chain nose pliers to be able to crimp my beads. And what we're gonna do first is we're gonna pick up a crimp bead, and then we're gonna take the other end through that crimp bead as well. So we're gonna create the little loop at the top. What we're gonna need, what we're gonna string on our necklace later on. Now, I like to stagger the ends, so you can make the ends so they both exactly end up the same. I like to stagger them a little bit because it just gives a little bit more dimension to your necklace. Pull it up until you have, you don't need this very big. I like to do, maybe it's about 4mm little loops at the top. Take your pliers and just crimp that bead. That's it. So we created a little workable, I guess, because we've got this little connectable little piece of tiger tail, because we got this loop at the top. Now I'm going to turn it around. I'm going to take 2 beads. I'm going to pop 1 bead to one end, pick up another tiger tail, and this time I'm going to crimp this tiger tail. Let's just zoom in a little bit on this so you can see it better, really coming in. This time I'm going to crimp this tiger tail, this crimp bead right at the end of the tiger tail, just like that, and let my beads just to fall down to the bottom. I'm going to pick up another bead, and I'm going to repeat this on the other little fringette. I actually don't know, is fringette a word? Or am I just making words up here? Min is asking, how many necklaces can we make from the kit? So I have added 10 clasps in there. It's again, it's up to you. So anything, when you're making jewelry, I'm just gonna continue and making a few more of these, and keep talking to you at the same time. So it's really up to you that how long you want your jewelry, how many, you know, how big you want your fringe part in the middle. It depending on a lot of things, but there are 10 clasps in there, so anything close to that, I guess. You might want to make, you know, a couple of bigger necklaces and just want to make some bracelets to match them. Right, so what I usually do, I'm just going to pop this to the side, the one we already completed. What I usually do when I do this type of necklace is that I batch make my fringes, and then I add the beads on afterwards. Now you could add more than 1 bead to it, and I'll show you a little trick to bring a little bit more color into your, and a little bit of movement, more movement into your jewelry. So we have got these 2mm spacer beads as well. Now don't confuse the spacer beads with the crimp beads in your kit, and I'll show you how you can spot them and what's the difference between them. So I wanted to keep it down to 2mm in size. So you have, and I'm really hoping I need the camera really to focus on this. Let's just pick it up with a piece of Tigertail. Right, I really need the camera to focus on this when I lift it up. So please, camera, focus on us. Right, there we go. Is it gonna focus, please? I don't know what's up with my camera today as well. So the difference between the crimp beads and the spacer beads. Now the spacer beads, this is the spacer bead, this is the crimp bead. Spacer bead, crimp bead. The spacer bead is a more of a round shape, so round all the way around. The crimp bead is more of a rondel shape once you pick it up onto your tiger tail. The crimp bead will have a larger hole, and the round bead will have a little bit smaller hole. So the cream bead is the one you need to squish together, and the round bead is the one we will just add as some decoration. Make sure I'm putting it back in the right pile. So I'm just going to create a few loops at the top for this. So to create the loop again, if you just, I'm not really sort of paying attention at the bottom. I want them a little bit staggered. So I'm going to have maybe one of them is a centimeter longer than the other. And I'm just going to go along and add them. Make the loops on the top of all of them. And just put them in the pile. And once I finish doing that, then I come back and add all the beads. Because sort of I find it batch making, when you concentrating just on one step all the way along, it just speeds the process up really. Right, let's do another one of that size, and then we will just string it on. So to make it, you're gonna go one end, you're gonna take one end through your little cream bead. Then you're going to let those cream beads to go down, but make sure it's not falling off on the other side. Then bend your tiger tail back on itself and put it through the cream bead and pull this up. And then just simply crimp it, just like that. Another way you can do it is to bend the ends together before you start. Pick up your cream bead. Oh, this just jumped off. Pick up your cream bead and pull it over both of the ends and pull it up that way. I find it easier to pick up the cream bead first and then bend my tiger tail, rather than trying to bend my tiger tail then adding the cream bead to both of the ends at the same time. But it's up to you, we're all different, so how you hold the pliers, how you hold your cream beads, how you hold your tiger tail will be totally different how I do it. Even between me and Sarah, we got so many different techniques that it doesn't mean one is right and the other one is wrong. It just means we prefer things differently. I mean, you know, think about, I think I said this before, think about shepherd's pie or fish pie. There is people make it in so many different ways. As many houses in England, I think you got as many different variations for shepherd's pies, and some people like to put peas in it, some people like to put carrots in it, some people put both in it. You know, some people may make it with mince lamb, some people make it with beef. I've seen people making it with like chicken mince or turkey mince, however you want to do it. And this is with beading technique as well, is the same. You have to find the most comfortable way how you hold your tools, how you hold your beads, how you string them on and roll with it. I'm just got 3 more to do, and then we're going to add the beads very quickly. I think we got a couple of questions. Mina is asking how many necklaces we can make. I did say that you can make, there's 10 clasps in your kit, but it's really depending on how big you make your necklaces, you know, how long, how many fringes you want to add to it. Or perhaps you want to make a couple of bracelets to match your necklaces. I wouldn't add the fringe. Well, you could add a little tiny fringe part to your bracelet, so you're dangling down like a charm bracelet. But I probably just would do a straight stringing, just match the colors of the beads in the bracelet. Diane is asking, does the fringe not tickle? No, not really, because, and I'll show you just in a sec, let me just pull this up, because the end where, as it sits on your neckline, obviously gravity pulls the beads down, and what's against your skin is the beads and not the tiger tail itself. Right, 2 more, and we're going to add the beads, then we're going to string it up quickly. So as I said, this is a great way to use up sort of odds ends of Tigertail. When you're making other necklaces, just put this on the side, just save them into a little pot, and you could make, so you know, you can always use materials. This is the beauty with jewelry making, that you can, I always say, rescue a lot of rescue beads, rescue sort of end of your pins and loads of different materials you work with, and reuse it in another necklace or bracelet or anything you make. Let me just take a sip of my coffee. Right, very quickly gonna add the pearls and the crystals to the bottom. So now I'm just going in. I again like to do this one by one because I'm adding one pearl, I'm crimping it straight to the end, and as you can see, I'm holding the crimp it with my pliers here, but I haven't crimped it yet. I'm just holding it not too tight, but tight enough that it doesn't, I'm just holding it with the plier, it doesn't fall out. So I'm able to move it up and down, and I really want to move it to the right, to the end of my Tigertail there. So I haven't got the little pokey ends coming at my Tigertail coming through my crimp bead. I got more of a nice and flush finish there. And I'm doing the second one. I'm just gonna crimp this as well and pop this to the side, and I'm gonna make these. I do like to put them, let me just move this down a little bit so I show you what I do like to pop them in the pattern as I'm making them. Right, let's do another one without beads. So I got let's add a crystal onto this one, picking up a crimp bead, crimping it tight, and another pearl bead, bringing up a crimp bead, again just crimping it to the end. Now there is no right or wrong, and this one is a long one as well. Let's do another one. There's no right or wrong that how many beads you want to add to your, you know, you can fill your fringe up even more if you like to. Now I'm gonna add a little 2mm spacer before I add my next glass bead, and then I'm gonna add my crimp bead. And adding a 2mm spacer, you can add it to every single one of your fringes or just one or two of them, but it just brings that color, what we're going to use further up in the necklace, just bring that color right down. And you can see, if I just bring this up a little bit, the one without the bead and the other one is without the one has got the bead. It just looks, when you have a bead on the top, it looks a little bit more even as well. So, oh, bead first. 2mm bead, come on, where is the hole? There we go. And then the crystal bead, and then the crimp bead. So you could add 2 or 3 beads at the same time. It doesn't have to be just, let me just pick this up so it's easier to go on. It doesn't just have to be, you know, 1 bead at a time. It's really, it's your design, it's up to you. What's going on? I just pinned the bead away. Right, there we go. So I'm going to pop this to this side. And so on. I'm just going to make a few more fringes and then we can string it on a necklace. So how many of you tried this technique, or have you ever tried any other technique with Tigertail rather than doing a straight sort of stringing? Have you tried anything different? Because most people only do a straight stringing with Tigertail. So do let me know if you have tried any other technique. There is quite a few. You can do sort of, you can weave a little bit of a pattern with Tigertail to a certain point, and you could do different things with it. And that's it. So we got another long one, and these long ones are going to come into the middle here, and one more long one to do. Now when I string my necklaces, which we're going to do in a minute, I do like to start anything I do which has got a fringe or, you know, a fan or anything you have where you have it in the middle of the necklace and then you just straight stringing the rest of the necklace. I do like to start in the middle of the necklace because I'm not quite sure. You sort of design your jewelry as you go along, as you making your jewelry. If you start in the middle, you can change the length. If you start on one side and come right down to the middle and then do your middle piece and go back on the other side, you haven't got any choice but to mirror the other side so your necklace is nice and even. So I like to start in the middle because it just gives you a little bit more control over the, you know, what you're going to do with your necklace. Let's add another little 2mm spacer on this one as well. Just picking them up, and the cream bead. Necklaces with those fringes at the bottom. Angela saying, Francis, never tried this, but certainly going to give it a bash. But he's saying, I don't even know what is being made, just what it involves, Tigertail and beads. I like, yes. So we are making a fringe jewellery with Tigertail because I do use quite a lot of Tigertail, and you always have little bits of pieces left at the end of your Tigertail, and when you're making your necklaces, and you just sort of throw it away. I'm talking about little 2 or 3 inch pieces, and you know, you sew on. So a couple of years ago when I was playing, I like to rescue materials and I like to make them sort of last a little bit longer. A couple of years ago I was playing around with them and I came up with a little design to how to add a little decoration to the bottom of your necklace, and it sits really nicely against your skin, just to add a little fringe jewelry, a little sort of floating beads on the bottom of your necklace. And that is the technique how to do it. So first we're creating little loops and then we're adding our beads to it, and once you added all the beads, we're going to string them up and we're going to make them into a lovely little necklace. So this sort of shows you that you can do the same look with so many different techniques, because we could have achieved a similar look like this with seed beads, we could have achieved this look with chain, and we could have achieved this look like using different sizes of crystals, this sort of graduated fan look. We could have achieved it with you know, different. I've got medium, large, that needs to come to this side. You could have achieved it in many different ways, and it's just nice to have techniques in your repertoire when you say, well, actually I can do that in, you know, 4 or 5 different ways, and let's see what materials I have got at home if I want a particular look and how I can achieve that. So the same way as I said to you about cooking, that you can make shepherd's pie in so many different ways. You can do, you know, some people put carrots in it, some people put peas in it. They both absolutely fine. It's your personal preference. So the more techniques you have under your belt with giving you similar look, I mean, all the different materials we are using will give you sort of a different you know, this one is going to be a little bit more stiffer. If I did something with thread and needle, it's going to be more fluid. All the techniques do have advantages and disadvantages to them. It's just really, which one do you prefer? I like this one because it uses up all the little bit of odds, ends and pieces what I have when I make jewelry. And it gives you really great results as well. So my Tigertail getting a little bit shorter here now because I'm doing the shortest fringes. So I sometimes, when I do this, instead of picking up the crimp bead and trying to string on it, I can pick up the crimp bead with my pliers. So I would just go down on my mat and just hold it enough that I can pick it up with my pliers, and then add it to the end of my strand, and I'm ready to crimp straight away. Sheila's saying, I have made earrings using this method. Yes, perfect. You could do earrings, you could do loads of different things. It's just giving that extra detail, a different, I suppose, technique to making the same look. And this is great as well. So if you have little bits of beads left over from previous projects, let's say, like, you know, you always have 5 or 6 pieces of a particular type of or size of bead or pearl left over from a project, and if you mix all of them up, like let's say mix all the aquas up or gray ones up or purples on up, which whatever you like, you will have enough, because you don't need that many beads at the front to create the look you want. Right, I've got 2 more to do and we're gonna start stringing. I'm just coming here. So if you just joined us, we are making a fringe jewelry with Tigertail. This is one of my favorite techniques because it gets me to use up the little ends and bits of pieces what otherwise I would be throwing away when I'm making necklaces. And if you don't know me, I'm Kitty Robinson. If you are new and this is the first time you're watching, do say hello in the comments and say where you're watching from, because I'm just so happy we have people from all over the world and joining us and having a look all these lovely techniques. Well, I know you're enjoying them because you've been telling them you've been enjoying these tutorials to tell you and to show you all the different bead types, all the different techniques, materials. We've been experimenting with loads of different colors and all sorts. We started on the 23rd of March when lockdown started and haven't looked back really for the last 6 months. Right, I got a good selection here and quite a lot of fringes. So I'm going to start now. I'm going to start stringing my necklace. So I'm going to put my 2mm beads separately because I don't want to mix them up with my crimp beads. And I showed you what's the difference between the crimp beads and the 2mm spacer beads and how to identify them. Right, I'm going to take approximately 60 centimeter of Tigertail, so it's a couple of feet. And we're going to start right in the middle. Now, you can have, actually we'll need the 2mm spacer beads. What am I doing? You can have 2 of your, sometimes I like to add 2 on the same between beads, so you got a little bit more decoration. So I'm just going to add 2 of my longest fringe, let it go right to the bottom. Then I'm going to take more of my crystals. This doesn't have to be the crystals, this could be the glass beads, what you take to the top, anything you like. And I'm going to add 1 to either side of my necklace there and let this go all the way down. So far I just got 2 fringes here and 2 crystals right next to each other. The only thing I do sometimes like to look at for, and I didn't look at for this instance, that if you know, as you make your fringes and we made one of them longer and the other one shorter, I do like to flip-flop them. So not always the longer ones at the front or the shorter ones at the front. I like to flip-flop them so you have a nice little selection there. So now I'm going to add the longest one to either side. And actually, I'm going to go down and add one medium one as well, because I'm going to go down inside. This is not going to be a very big fringe, but it's going to show you how to make it. Again, I'm adding 2 crystals, one to either side. But when you're designing your necklace, and if you start at the middle, as you go along, you can always stop and readjust it. So you can always add a bigger section of a certain size, put it to the side and make a few more fringes up, or you can, you know, have less if you like. Because you're starting in the middle, I'm just added 1 to the next one. So I'm thinning it out a little bit as I go up. It's up to you. It's your design. There's no right or wrong here. It's your designs and you can do whatever you like. So I just added 1 between the crystals there because I want more of a cluster in the middle. And then I'm going to go and add 1 to one side, another one to the other side, crystals again. And because I'm doing it side by side, I'm making sure both of the sides end up somewhat exactly the same pattern, so they're exactly the same lengths. And another one to the other side. And just going to string it on as I go along. And my last one. So I could add more. If I added the last one on and I decide, actually, this looks great, but it could look even better if I added a few more, then you haven't crimped anything, you haven't attached anything, you do have still the freedom to add more beads. If you do find, once you made your necklace, and let's add a few more beads to the side, and I show you, if you do find that you have got 1 or 2 ends which is like extra long and you need to sort of reshape 1 or 2 of them and make them perhaps smaller, so you know it sits better on your neckline. And if let me just show you, move to this camera, and let me just show you that how it would sit on your neckline. So if you do find that you do want to shorten some, you can't obviously lengthen them because they are the same size, but you can always shorten them, because you could always cut the crimp bead off the end, add another crimp, and oh sorry, I thought I moved the camera back, and I'm talking to you and showing to you on the mat and you can't even see what I'm doing. So you can always cut the crimp off, add another one and crimp it further along, so you can shape your necklace even further once it's even made. But now I added my little fringe bit at the front, and that's probably enough for me. If you wanted to make like an evening look, you probably want to add much more. And now I want to take the metal sort of color, or the color of my findings, the color of the cream beads further up in a necklace. So this is when I'm going to use the 2mm little spacer beads in between my crystals. And again, I'm just adding it side by side as I go along. So I know each one of those sides is going to be, they're going to be identical. They're going to be twins to each other. Now, as you can see, I'm not, I could be picking up the beads and adding them one by one, but I'm just sort of, they two stuck together. I'm just sort of poking them out, poking them with the Tigertail on my mat. Now, Tigertail, if you don't know what Tigertail is a nylon coated steel wire. So usually it's 7 strands. So inside this nylon coating, and it's not really great focusing on a very close-ups today. I'm not sure what's going on. I probably changed the setting because I played around with my cameras yesterday a little bit. So it's got 7 strands of steel wire inside, and they coat it with a nylon. So you can have them in different colors. So it doesn't just come in silver. We're using silver right now, but you could have them in, you know, they come in different colors as well. And it's a great, it's a really great and strong material to use. So I just done one side, and now I'm gonna go to the other side and pick up the crystals. Laura is asking, could you add 2 beads to the side of your piece where the crimp in between? You could add anything you like. This is your design. You could, you know, you could make this piece sort of spacey out more. You could bunch it up more. It's really, it's up to you. And even on the fringettes as well, you could have 1 bead. You could have 3 or 4 beads if you like. Fill it up even more. I quite look, and it's when I turn the camera around, it will sort of sit better on your skin than it sits here flat, because the beads are traveling back up, and when you wearing them, gravity pulls them down to the bottom of your tiger tail. It's really your design, so you could add more beads here or less beads, or, you know, more between, however you want to do it. Just making these little fringettes, it really adds, you know, a little dimension to a little necklace, a little bit more detail. That's the word I was looking for. So don't forget, we do have bundles available on the website. We got 6 lovely bundles, and not long we have these bundles. Simon have given us an offer on it, which is really great. So instead of £20, they are £15 today. The prices will go up. It's just a little saving to encourage you to try different things. With the bundle, you do get printed out instructions. Otherwise, you can purchase the download if you wanted the written instructions, and that's in the same category. I have added the link to the top of the description, top of the Facebook Live you are watching, so you could click on that. Has anybody got any questions? I think this technique is, because it's easy, but you have so much creative freedom with it, because you could make your fringes longer, you could make it shorter, you could use different colors, you could be methodical and use like a series is colors or series with shades of beads. So you could have lighter beads and going really dark in the middle. You could do so much with it, and that's why I love necklaces and techniques like this, that although it's a very simple technique and really easy to do, you can do so much with it. You can make it, you know, as colorful, as longer, as little as you want. So I think it's coming together quite nicely. Have a drink with time. Jody's asking, on cleaning necklace, reason hairspray, lotion, or skin oils from body. Right, so cleaning plated beads, and I don't put my jewelry on until I put my makeup on, and you know, I did my hair, because I don't want anything. Definitely don't want to spray anything on my necklaces. I know with plated findings, like some of you, if you take certain medications, I think there is, like, you know, in your sweat, on your skin, there are certain chemicals are coming out which can turn the necklaces, but these findings are pretty good, and they will keep for quite a long time. But I don't sort of, even if, like, you know, I don't wear them in the shower unless if I'm testing a piece. Sometimes when we have new beads, I make a bracelet up and I will wear it constantly for like 3, 4, 5, 6 months just to see how long the platings last. And I tested the hematite a couple of years ago, and I was wearing this 2 hematite bracelet. I haven't taken it off for 6 months. It was on my wrist, and the color of the plating after 6 months, but this is we're talking about, I was wearing it in the shower, which is you're not supposed to do. I was wearing it gardening, I was wearing it inside, outside, everywhere, and I wanted to test how long the hematite is going to last, but after 6 months, the hematite was still really good condition, almost just as good as new. Obviously, with a few scratches here and there, where I've been doing gardening and more sort of manual bits of pieces in the with the necklace, and got caught as well a few times. But the hematite beads were really good. So with a necklace like this, you're not really gonna wear it the same necklace every single day, so it should last you a long time. I like to, if you don't wear your necklaces, I don't like to leave it out. I like to either put them in a little box, or to keep them in a plastic bag, because that will help, you know, that will help it not to tarnish, or to, you know, start tarnishing late, you know, for a long time. It will keep it fresh for much longer and crisp and right color. Right, I only need to add a few more, and actually let's finish this one so I can wear it. And I'm going to show you how to add the ends. The ends are really easy to add on as well. You could use the choice of your clasp, what you like, or no, I added two are the same there, so I just pop back one, or anything, any clasp you like. You could use a toggle clasp, a magnetic clasp. I'm just going to use a lobster claw clasp. I use that quite a lot in necklaces because they're quite inexpensive. If I make something what I know I'm going to wear a lot, then I do invest a little bit more in it, and I add a magnetic clasp to it. Right, I think I concentrated on one side and I added more beads to this side, but we will measure it up. Yeah, one more. Could you cover the crimps with little covers? Absolutely. There are crimp covers available on the website, and once you add the crimp cover on the top of the crimps, they just become like a about 3 millimeter in size. Just take the rest of the crystals. A little ball. I actually have one. I got some crimp covers somewhere. I can show you what they are and how to use them. They really easy to use as well, and just makes your work a little bit more neater. Just adding more crystals. I'm gonna need a few more beads. If you got any questions, please just write them, and either Molly or I will answer it. Molly also sending me the questions, so making sure that I don't miss them. But it's a very easy technique. So if you just joined watching us, we are making a fringe jewelry, very easy technique. I like to do this with sort of leftover Tigertail beads from previous necklaces. Like to rescue as much material as I guess. But I think I'm not just talking like for myself there. I think a lot of people do that, and not even just in jewelry making, but in card making, or, you know, just save that little bit of an edge that will be good for something else. Do let me know that I'm not the only one who does that saves little pots of things. Because, like, you know, my mum, she saves everything. She was a nursery school teacher, and they used to do and crafts from absolute anything from anything. So she's a bit more extreme than I am, but I think, as they say, apple doesn't fall from far from the tree. I do like to save things as well. Kimberly's saying the only thing I wear in the shower is my gold chains. Everything else I put on after I dressed. Oh, Kimberly's saying she does all the time. She saves everything. Oh, good. I'm not the only one then who's keep saving things. I drive Simon mad though, because it's like, oh well, I can do something with that. You know, I would like to save this empty cone and I've got some plans for that. And it's like, do you really, really need it? I was like, yes, I do. But then I do have, sometimes you have to save up a lot of, I've seen this really cool wall art with, I didn't do this. We were looking at it with Christopher. We've seen this really cool art with toilet roll holders. You know, that little cardboard what you have left after you use your toilet roll. And I did sort of think that maybe I should save them and we could do that, but I think Simon would say no. So we can do craft from, if you're a crafter, you can craft from just using any materials. And I think that's the great thing as well, because that sort of teaches you to be, you know, think on the spot and just use whatever you have. Right, I'm almost really at the end now. I'm just going to try it against my neck. I like to have, when I have a fringe jewelry, I don't like to have it so tight right at the top. Oh yes, I need a few more beads. I like to hang it a little bit further down. So for this necklace, it looks like I'm going to be using up all the one strand of the crystal from the kit, but I got plenty of glass beads left to do, and I got another strand, a full strand of crystal left, and plenty of other glass beads left to do more necklaces, bracelets, or whatever I would like to use them. These colors just go together so nicely. Right, so I have been adding more crystals to one side to another, so I'm just gonna pop it down on my mat side by side. I'm gonna marry up where I started after the last fringe, the first crystal, and just pop them next to each other, so I can add exactly the same amount on the other side as well, because I don't want to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I need 6 on this side. There's nothing nothing worse than having a wonky necklace and you're conscious of it when you're wearing it and you're constantly trying to sort of move it around. So I'm gonna make sure I got exactly the same amount on this side as well. So I need to add 6. So that's 1, 2. Has anybody had a go at the candle holders yesterday? Do let me know. Or napkin rings, or any of the other projects we did this week. I have seen a few pictures in the handmade group, which is great. I need to do more of those napkin holders because I really like that color, and I'm gonna make another candle holder as well, so I can have that on the table as well, if we allowed people at Christmas. Let's wait and see, shall we? Well, I can do it either way. If it's not this year, that's exactly the same amount now. Let's just quickly try on. Yeah, that's about right. I'm just gonna add these last 2 crystals just because they here, and this is the last 2 on the right. I'm gonna finish by adding a 2mm spacer bead just to finish that pattern, and I'm gonna add my ends. Now I'm gonna use lobster claw clasp, but you can use, you know, as I said, any clasp you like. If it's a necklace I'm making what I'm planning to wear a lot, then I will add a magnetic clasp, but don't forget you can swap the clasp later on as well. So I'm just gonna put these to the side because I don't want to mix my 2mm spacer beads with my crimp beads. They won't crimp well. And I'm gonna get my clots. So clots are these little, I always say like it's a clamshell type of finding, and shape of finding, not type, shape of finding. And or like I always say, like these two balls are stuck together by the side. We're gonna hide the crimp beads in there at the top, and it just gives you a really nice and professional finish to your necklace. So I'm gonna add, and as you can see, we're gonna have ends of the tiger tail. We're gonna have leftovers here as well, so I will be popping these to the side so I can make more fringe jewelry later on. Elizabeth is saying, I make cards and boxes as well and save all the bits from that as well as the spares from making jewelry, so I have lots. The house is so full of now that I'm now on my own. I'm thinking of moving into the garage to live and leave the house as crafting center. Yes, I think that is the thing. So if you are a crafter, I need a couple of crimp beads. So I like to double crimp my ends. If you're a crafter, you always got loads of different bits of pieces at home. And this is, I don't know if you follow me personally, I got my own page called Kitty Robinson Designs, and I did a live last Sunday. So last week I decided, let me just add the clot. I just come from the bottom, there is a hole on the bottom, I'll come through that hole, I'm gonna add a couple of crimp beads, I'm gonna crimp them to the end. So last week I decided I claimed this room, this is my craft room now. It was supposed to be the family study or family office, and the kids were supposed to be able to do their home. I'm just crimping both crimp beads right next to each other. The kids were supposed to do their homework in here. Simon was supposed to have a desk in here, and all that sorts of, a communal space to come and sort of hide away from the lounge. I'm just going to shut this together so those two loops go together, and then pull my necklace all the way up so I got nice and tight. Not too tight, but I always like to crimp it so my two ends in a curve. If you crimp it straight, then you can add stress to your necklace and it could pucker. So I claimed this as my craft room, and it's mine now. So I decided I'm gonna be redoing it and sort of changing some shelves and bits of pieces around. I started tidying up my materials already and sorting bits out, and you can be surprised at how much stuff you find when you start tidying up, and then you will be even more surprised at how much space you find once you sort your materials out. So I crimped one crimp bead and bringing the second crimp bead down and crimping that as well. Just taking a sip of my coffee, and I'm just gonna trim that end, and I got a little bit of a tail. Let's cut this off. I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna close this clot in, and all is left to do is attach a clasp. So excuse me. If you want to attach a magnetic clasp, you can. If you want to attach a toggle clasp, you can. All you're going to do is attach it with two jump rings. So I'm going to hold the jump ring. This is a 6 by 1 millimeter jump ring, by the way. I'm going to hold it just like this. I'm going to hold it with 2 pairs of pliers, trying to support as much as I can in the jump ring. The little cut is right at the top. Twist one towards me, the other one away to open it up. Then I'm going to add the end on. On one side, I'm adding the clot and the lobster clasp on. Excuse me. And closing this back in by twisting it back. Now when you're twisting it back, you always go past the midway just a tiny bit, and then it will spring shut. you can feel it, that it's a really nice connection where the ends are rubbing together. If your jumping is a little bit open, then I usually sort of open it up to one way, and then I push it in a little bit, then bring it straight to the other side, push it in a little bit, and then when you get to the middle, it will rub together. And I'm adding this jump ring to this collet as well, so I have got a ring to close my lobster clasp in. And let's just try this on. I think it's going to look great. Oh. There we go. Get my hand. Let me just change the camera so you can see it. Go back to the main screen so you can see it better. So I could have added more, going all the way to the top. I could have added, you know, more beads or whatever you really want to do, as big as you want to do it. I like the crystal is sort of sparkling all the way to the top, and you just got a few little bits of pieces floating here in the middle. Maybe I should have added just a few more here to make it a little bit fuller, but I think you know, it's your design. You can do whatever you like. How's that? Oh, Sarah's saying, I got the crochet kit yesterday and have started making one already. The elastic makes it so much easier to work than using normal thread. Thank you for all your tutorials and kits. Right, I love the elastic as well because it's got, the elastic usually is a little bit slippery, and with that one, because it's got the material on the outside of it, it is... sorry, I think I didn't mirror my camera. Because it's got that material on that side of it, it's just sort of, it holds it together. And even if your crochet hook comes out of it, it doesn't unravel as like normal thread or normal, like a cord would, like, you know, I'm sure if you got children, you do have that feeling when you put down your knitting, and I had it so many times. I put down my knitting or crocheting and I popped out, went to make a cup of tea or coffee or you know, popped out to do anything, or the doorbell rang, and you come back and you find your 2-year-old son doing this on your knitting, and then you're like, oh no. But with that one, it doesn't ravel back up quite easily, so I really love that elastic. Carol's saying my kit arrived yesterday too. I haven't started it yet. Too many projects on the go at the moment. Oh, Carol, believe me, I got about because I was sorting sort of the office out yesterday. I got a new table which I'm so excited about it behind me. It goes down to a 45cm console table, but you can pull it out and it's 3 meters long. So depending on what I do, I can adjust it if I need a bigger table or a smaller table to work on. So I'm really, really excited about that one. And I was sorting out all the trays and bits and pieces. I'm still in the progress of it, but I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I got 14 projects on the go at the same time, and that is only the ones, because I have got these bead trays. They are live on, so each project would live on a bead tray, and then I can stack them up on top of each other. As I only got 5 free ones. I would stack them on top of each other, and that's how I keep them on the side. So it's really nice and easy to, if I want to flip-flop between projects. But with me, what happens is that I start a project and I, you know, get distracted. I start to work on, like, let's say seed beads, and I get distracted with crystals. I start to work with crystals, and then that goes on another one and goes on top. So I've got 14 projects on the go at the moment. Nadia saying, waiting for my TB order to come in for the candle holders and napkin rings, as I did not have any 6-meter glass round apart glass birds. Quite keen to try the design. Certainly will make some. Yeah, if you do make some, and if you are in one of our groups, the handmade group, or you know, any of the other groups what we have at Totally Beads on Facebook, please pop a picture in there. I love to see what you make or what you do. I love oh, Camille's saying I love a cold coffee. Camille, I only drink cold coffee, because for me, and anybody who knows me will say this, that I only get maybe once every 3 months or once every 6 months when I have a time to actually sit down and drink a hot cup of coffee. And that is my treat once in a while, like, you know, really, but really once in a while, to sit down and drink a hot cup of coffee, that you can just sit there and enjoy the coffee. Usually I make the coffee and I do 10 different things and it's always cold. So I always drink cold coffee. But never mind. This is why when I do get to sit down and just enjoy a hot cup of coffee, it makes it really, I really enjoy it. Hard to see where your caption covers over showing your necklaces. So if I come up a little bit, can you, let me just stand up. Can you see that better, lovely? It does sit quite nicely, really comfortably, and just add the little dimension with the pearls and the crystals. I really do love it. And because this is a little bit, the Tigertail makes it a little bit stiffer material, it won't knot up. It will always stay like that nice and straight look. And it's not scratchy at all because the beads are against your neck and not the cream bead or the Tigertail. Right, let me just see if I don't want to miss any of your comments or questions. Thanks for a great tutorial, Carol saying. And I think you're having a little conversation. Sorry, Lorna's saying, sorry, got to go. Not just saying, I developed this habit to make myself a large mug of coffee or tea, sit down making stuff for hours, sipping on my mug. Yes, we all, I think, all crafters, we do drink cold drinks and cold coffees, but you know, hey ho, cold coffee is all right. Right, thank you very much for watching me today and staying with me for the, how long I've been waffling on for, an hour and 20 now. Do have a lovely day. Whatever you make, pop a picture up so we can see it. I love to see what you're making. I'll be back tomorrow. We will be doing beaded beads again. It will be very different from what we did last time. This is one of the erudite collections, so it's like crystals and pearls and seed beads. And we're going to make these lovely little beaded beads to go on your necklace. And there's 5 different takes on it. There's 5 different patterns in the book with that one. So perhaps you're just going to take one of them and run with it. And maybe in a few weeks time we revisit and do another one, because different sort of sizes will take different number of seed beads and different number of pearls, etc. Thank you very much for staying with me and watching. I'll be back tomorrow, and actually Sarah is back with you on Saturday. She had a lovely week away, and well, not like she didn't go away, but she had a week holiday, so she'll be back with you on Saturday. So I'll see you tomorrow, and we're gonna making beaded beads again with needle and thread. And you know, just a few materials. I love those beaded beads because whenever you have a few beads left over, you can just make one, pop it to the side, and in no time you have a whole necklace full of them, and you can show off your, I suppose, jewelry making, your bead making skills, because they beaded beads. Sharon is saying leftovers. What is that referring to? Leftovers from today or tomorrow? Because you could make the fringe with your leftover Tigertails. You could make little beaded beads with leftover beads, what you have in your stash, and we will have some kits on sale as well tomorrow as well. Right, thank you very much for staying with me, and I will see you tomorrow. Have a lovely day, everybody. Stay safe. Bye.